As coach, he took the Blackhawks to the conference finals 3 times and once to the Stanley Cup final. He joined the Blackhawks after 4 successful seasons in Philadelphia and helped turn the team around, pushing his players hard. Mike Keenan left his mark on Chicago with his tough coaching style and his fierce will to win. His emotional outbursts were renowned, whether it was directed at officials or at players. His hard-handed approach brought some face-to-face confrontations. But above all, Mike Keenan was a winner in Chicago and turned over the coaching reins to his assistant, Darryl Sutter. Now Mike Keenan returns to Chicago Stadium, which will be torn down after this season. But the memories will live on. The all-star players who are there now, along with the greats of the past, are all part of the Rangers' visit to Chicago tonight. Beautiful, brand new United Center on Madison Street in Chicago. That's where the Hawks and the Bulls will play next season. The old but grand Chicago Stadium across the street will be no more after this season. Tonight, the New York Rangers make their last regular season visit to Chicago Stadium to take on the Blackhawks. Hello, everyone, and welcome to New York Rangers hockey. Sam Rosen along with John Davidson. Glad you're with us, and it's hard to believe this grand old stadium will not be here. We won't hear that great roar anymore.
It's going to be kind of sad, but I guess progress is progress. Last night I had a chance to come here to the Bulls game, and they were playing Houston, the Rockets. A great matchup, right? Doesn't hold a candle to watching a hockey game in this building, and maybe I'm a little biased, but it is really something. It could be sad because it's our last game here during a regular season.
There's a lot of emotion here tonight, and the big story is the return of Mike Keenan, who had 4 successful years here with the Blackhawks as coach. Everybody's talking about his return.
It's been really something, Sam. The papers have been just full of it here. I know yesterday when the team landed at O'Hare Airport, the last 10 minutes before the aircraft landed, you could just see it on his face, the expressions that could tell a story of some of the great times he had here. He took this team to the Stanley Cup Finals. He helped build this franchise the way it is now with people like Chelios and Belfour, etc. This is emotional for him.
The coach has feelings about it. Some of the players have feelings about it. We talked to Mike Keenan and the Blackhawks' Jeremy Roenick earlier.
What are the emotions you're feeling as you get closer and closer to game time?
They're very difficult emotions to deal with. A lot of good feelings, a lot of feelings for the players that make the core of this hockey group up that we're playing tonight. A lot of feelings about support people that have worked with me, even the attendants, the people that worked in the stands here. I had a good relationship with a lot of people in this building. It's very difficult for me.
Is it tough to focus on coaching the game, and how have you gotten through all of this?
I don't think so. I don't think it will be, because I think I have that good skill. But to get there from this point now until then, I wish the clock would run quickly.
Well, I think it's going to be exciting for him, and I think exciting for everybody involved who knows Mike. He came here and kind of turned this team around, in 1 or 2 seasons, and really set a base for our style of play and for our Blackhawk system. And he's a talented coach. He's a tremendously intense coach, and I think coming back here, he's going to have his team really flying, because I think of all the games he wants to win this season, and this is the one he's going to want to win.
There is also another big story tonight, the return of Steve Larmer, who played here for 11 seasons. He was supposed to be out until February. After 10 days, he's back.
That's hard to believe. He played 11 seasons here in Chicago, never missed a game. Right winger on the #1 line, played on the power play, scored 35 goals here last season. Yet he held out, became a Ranger. This is the injury where the stick comes down from Gary Roberts. It fractures a bone above the little finger on his right hand. This is today. Yeah, he loves it here in Chicago. He's not kissing the ice. He's just stretching before the game. And I'm telling you, is he excited about playing tonight? He said the only thing that he's a little worried about is they had to insert a pin into his hand to make the bone connect and not move. He said if he gets hit awkwardly, that pin may pinch right out through the skin. Ooh, he wants to play. Good luck, Steve.
As usual, he was the first player in the locker room, and he is ready to go. Mike Richter gets the start in goal for the Rangers. Eddie Belfour for the Blackhawks will be set to go at the stadium in just a moment. To return from New York, Steve Larmer fans in attendance, waving the flag and waving the familiar 28 jersey. Mike Richter gets the start in goal. He is third in the NHL with 20 wins, one behind Felix Potvin and Curtis Joseph, who have 21, one ahead of Eddie Belfour, who's across the way and has been a busy man. This is his 8th start in the last 9 games for the Blackhawks.
This is really something. We start the game. Larmer's on the ice. Messier's opposite Roenick. Leach is on the ice. Chelios is on the ice. Keenan's here.
That's hockey. Here we go. Messier, Graves, Larmer, Leach, Bukaboom for the Rangers. Jeremy Roenick, number 27. Joe Murphy, number 17. Stefan Matteau, number 32 on the ice for the Blackhawks. Eric Weinrich, number 2. Chris Chelios, number 7. Blackhawks coming in off a 5-5 tie at Nassau Coliseum last night. 2-on-1 developing, and Roenick takes a penalty, hooking down Messier.
That saved probably the first scoring chance of the game. The pass out of the Rangers zone by Larmer, I think, inadvertently went to Graves, and he made the pass quickly to Messier, and Messier's in. And if Roenick doesn't hook him, Messier drives to the net with a 2-on-1. So Roenick, I think, takes a good penalty on the play, and the Rangers get the first chance on the power play.
Rangers still number 1 on the power play in the National Hockey League. The Blackhawks are number 6 penalty killing as Roenick goes into the penalty box for hooking at 25 seconds. Rangers up front. Greg Gilbert is out with a shoulder injury. Took a hard hit from Eric Lindros Friday night. Alexander Karpovtsev in the lineup tonight replacing Doug Lidster. Rangers power play. Messier, Larmer, and Graves, Leach, and Zubov. And Dirk Graham forces his way by Leach. And then Zubov takes the puck away. Graham steals it, saved by Richter. And centered and blocked by Richter. Graham again. Zubov trying to take it away. Look at the effort by Dirk Graham, the captain of the Blackhawks. Brent Sutter, number 12, is there as well.
Dirk Graham has always been a very strong penalty killer, and he had the first scoring chance on the penalty kill.
Hawks did give up 2 power play goals to the Islanders last night. Chelios takes the puck away. He's tied up by Adam Graves, who takes it back. Swings it up the boards for Zubov. Right across to Brian Leach. Graham is there toward the net, blocked by Chelios. Chelios plays it off the glass. Leach knocks it down on the line. Toward the net again. Save! Belfour was going right. The puck went left, and he grabbed it with a glove.
Great play by Leach to keep the puck in the zone. That set up the shot. Belfour played the puck on the deflection. Belfour makes the great save as he reaches back with his glove. In fact, his body was almost on the outside of the goalpost. This will show it very well. Look where he is. He's outside of the net. Only his hand was back there, and he makes a good save off the deflection. Brian Leach kept the puck in. There's the good shot.
There's Chelios playing it off the boards. There's Leach making that play to keep it in the zone.
He's very good. One of the best defensemen in the business of keeping the puck inside the zone.
1:05 to go on the power play. Zubov toward the net. Through by Chelios and was blocked by Belfour. Graves had to go off his skate. It's driven out of the zone by Rich Sutter, who's on the ice, number 15, with Christian Rutu, number 22. Frank Kuchera, number 6, and Eric Weinrich, number 2. Here's Messier carrying in. Drops it back for Zubov. Gartner sets up in front. Leach has the puck. Leach looking. Off the stick of Gartner. Comes to Graves. Graves against Weinrich. Now it's Gartner out of the corner. Lost control. Rutu has it and clears. Half a minute to go on the Rangers power play. Almost 2 minutes gone by. First period, no scores. Leach carries up ice. Leach has it knocked away by Joe Murphy, and he clears. Hits Stefan Matteau. Zubov has it back. Gets it across to Nick Kyprios. Swings it around the boards for Gartner. Gartner on with Tikkanen and Kyprios. Tikkanen behind the net. He's checked by Big Steve Smith. Kuchera moving in. It's taken away by Kyprios. Kyprios sets up Zubov. His shot blocked by Matteau. Had hurt his left leg. Puck loose side of the net. Played by the Hawks. Frank Kuchera, and he clears. Leach is there. Teams are back at full strength. Rangers 0 for 1 on the power play. Zubov for Gartner. Off his stick. Belfour plays the puck. For the Blackhawks, playing back-to-back games and playing against a team that was waiting for them, this is their 20th game in the last 37 days. It's been a very, very hectic schedule. And when you ask what's going on with the Blackhawks, people say they're tired and are looking forward to the All-Star break.
Well, they don't have a lot of depth with scoring. Roenick and Murphy up front are the two players you really pay attention to. Other than that, their scoring is way down.
In comes Larmer, and he hit the post. Around the board, Karpovtsev keeps it in. Larmer tries again. High with a shot. Larmer looks fired up. Nemchinov comes off the board. The backhander is blocked. And it's taken by Graham out for Jocelyn Lemieux. Lemieux, number 26, gets around Kevin Lowe. Karpovtsev helps out with a quick crunching check.
Good shoulder check by Karpovtsev.
Puck deflected by Weinrich. Larmer plays it again. Here's Nemchinov in with Amonte. Amonte to the left side. The shot off the stick of Weinrich into the crowd. 16:19 to go. First period. No score in the game. Steve Larmer, a good scoring chance early. He hit the post. We talked to him about playing tonight, coming back off the injury.
You know, I mean, I feel I'm capable of playing right now, and you know, my hand and finger feels pretty good right now, and you know, we've come up with a brace for it to protect it and whatnot, and really feel that there's not a real great chance of re-injuring it, or at least that we hope not.
His return doesn't surprise people here in Chicago. He once had a small tear of the medial collateral ligament. They thought he might be out for weeks and weeks. He wrapped it up, he taped it, and he never missed a game.
He's one of these guys that the nerves that he has in his body just must not be as sensitive as many others. He started the game with Messier's line. His next shift was with Nemchinov. And now you have Kovalov in his place on Messier's line.
Kovalov makes his way to the net. Saved by Belfour. Good effort by Kovalov against Weinrich.
Great effort by Kovalov, who's been the subject of a trade rumor involving Peter Nedved with Vancouver. It was denied by the Rangers. Kovalov, he got a little bit of the rap his way from Mike Keenan the other day. He had a great practice yesterday after having a long discussion with the coach. And there's how, when you see Kovalov do things like that, even though he was robbed and didn't score, that makes you wonder why he doesn't do it more. And the coach had a long chat with him. And yesterday, every time Alex did something strong in practice, Mike Keenan would slam a stick on the ice, just so Alexei Kovalov could hear that Mike Keenan, the coach, was trying to get through to him, He's trying to elevate Kovalov's game because he has that ability. Both the coach can get it up and the player can do it.
Messier all alone. He slid it wide on the backhand. Great pass from Graves. Set up Messier. But he missed the net with the backhander. Larmer is hit by Chelios. Puck comes to Graves. Now to Messier. Back to Larmer. Shot it wide. Beautiful passing by the Rangers. But they missed the net the last two times. Messier behind the net. Messier checked by Chelios. Larmer in front. Turns and shoots wide. Up the near side, Bukaboom to the puck. Now Messier fires back out of the zone.
It's not a power play. The Rangers have 5 shots so far. They've missed the net with 5 or 6 more. Just great pressure, great passing, but not finishing.
No score in the game. 14:40 to go in the first. Leach comes back for the puck. Christian Ruuttu after him. Bounces down and is blocked by Greg Smith, who shoots it wide. Brian Noonan after the puck, but Gartner there first. Rangers tip it out of the zone. Fired off the glass, bounces down the Leach. Noonan on him, now Ruuttu. Ruuttu plays the puck behind the net. Pass for Noonan, tipped it wide. Ryan Noonan has it again, drops it off. Patrick Poulin, the former Hartford Whaler, who was part of that 3-way deal involving Steve Larmer. He just has had trouble scoring here in Chicago. Poulin tries to get it to Noonan. Noonan behind the net, trying to come out in front. Back behind the net, Ruuttu against Bukaboom. Rangers need a stoppage here.
Oh, they need their defense changed. Now penalty.
Hudson, the former Blackhawk, will go.
First forecheck of the game for Chicago, and they draw a penalty. Bukaboom and Leach got caught on the ice for a long shift. They simply couldn't get off. Credit the Hawks for drawing their power play.
Blackhawks get a power play. Hudson for interference.
And you can see Hudson back checking towards the front of the net. Hauls down Noonan. So, you really have to be aware of the number 1 unit for Chicago on their power play. Roenick, Murphy, Goulet, Chelios. The scoring drops dramatically after the first unit is off the ice.
They have power play goals in their last 2 games, but overall 16th in the league with only 36 power play goals scored in 44 games. The back pass is to the point. Chelios in the slot. Goulet. Rangers have Zubov and Lowe with Graves and Messier. Messier clears. Chelios, Weinrich, Roenick, Murphy, and Goulet for Chicago. No score in the game. Time of the penalty was 6:03. Tikkanen with a takeaway. Tries to get it to Larmer. Tikkanen and Larmer on now. Tikkanen long shot stopped by Belfour. And played by Michel Goulet. All the way across. Roenick moves down. Slowed down by Zubov. Joe Murphy moves toward the net. Back pass to Chelios. He turns, he shoots. Saved by Richter. Looking for the puck. Another save. Larmer's got the puck. And carries clear.
Big save. That was Richter on Jeremy Roenick on the rebound.
Larmer with the puck. He's tied up by Weinrich, and the Hawks break down. Leach is back. Noonan back pass. Shot wide by Weinrich on a 3-on-2. Chelios keeps it in. Noonan to Murphy. Murphy out of the corner. Try to get it to Noonan. Nice intercept by Zubov, and he clears. 40 seconds remaining in the power play for the Hawks.
6 different forwards now have killed penalties for the Rangers, and they are changing quickly. Rangers look real sharp. Real sharp. Good skating legs. Smart all over the ice.
Gardner took the puck away momentarily. Kuchera has it back. Now Christian Ruutu with it. Gardner and Nemchinov on for the Rangers with Bukaboom and Leach. Weinrich sends it back to Kuchera. Up front, Noonan, Poulin, and Ruutu. Fans getting on the Hawks a little bit. Noonan stopped by Nemchinov in center.
This is a second unit. They don't even get out of their zone nearly as well as the first unit. And now there's only 5 seconds to go on the power play. Good job by the Rangers.
Kovalov with a takeaway. Back for Bukaboom and the clear. And here comes Hudson out of the penalty box. Teams at full strength. Hawks are 0 for 1 on the power play. No score in the game. A little over 8 minutes gone by first period. Kevin Lowe for Mike Hudson. Played the other way by Steve Smith. Kevin Lowe has it again. Up the middle for Kovalov. Off his skate. Greg Smith has it. And an offside whistled against the Rangers. Greg Smith, who has been around this season, John. Spent some time in Florida, spent some time in Toronto.
He's dropped his gloves for Florida. He's dropped his gloves for Toronto. They would like to see him drop his gloves a few times here in Chicago. You know, this original shot by Chelios gets through, but watch the rebound save as Richter's back up, reads the play, and Roenick, who finds the puck. A good backhand shot, and Richter alertly moved across. That was Chicago's best scoring chance on their power play. So both teams 0 for 1. The Rangers have had 5, 6, 7 quality scoring chances. Chicago's had 2. The shorthanded one by Graham, and then Roenick on the power play. Chicago has yet to get a real good one at even strength.
Hudson, Kovalov, and Amonte on with Lowe and Zubov. Lowe reverses. Zubov plays it off the board. Stopped by Steve Smith with a shot wide. Tony Amonte takes it out. Amonte, longtime friend of Jeremy Roenick. Played together in high school. Good hit by Tony Horacek, number 34, is on the ice. Kovalov tried to get out in front. He's knocked down by Greg Smith. Jocelyn Lemieux moves up ice, bounces off of Hudson, who took a swipe at him with a stick. Shot by Lemieux is stopped by Richter. Puck bounces down to Zubov. Rangers come 4 on 2 the other way. Hudson down the boards for Kovalov. Taken away by Chelios. And out comes Tony Horacek. Across the line, Jeremy Roenick. Roenick holds. Rich Sutter is with him. Puck taken away nicely by Kovalov.
The Rangers have had 5, 6, 7, 8 great chances to move in for the good shot and haven't scored.
Giveaway. Roenick lost control. Zubov has it again. 4 on 2 across the line. Messier stick handling, but ahead of the play was Kovalov offside.
4 on 2s in a row where the Rangers haven't made the right play. They've missed open nets. Larmer's hit a goalpost, and Mark Messier is flying. This was the arena on May 8th, 1990. That it was actually one of the best performances I've ever seen by a player in watching in the National Hockey League for 20 seasons, I guess. The playoffs, his team was down to Chicago 2-1. It was amazing. The players arrived around 5 o'clock for the game. Messier was already dressed in the locker room here in Chicago. He went out and tied the series up. They went on to win it. Mark Messier that night was just absolutely fabulous.
Here is Chelios against Messier in the corner. Zubov with a hit on Matteau. Rangers move the puck. Chelios sending it back. Rangers have Leach and Bukaboom on now with Messier, Larmer, and Graves. Leach to Bukaboom. Midway point, first period, no score in the game. Graves for Larmer. Toward the net, it's blocked. Chelios has it. How excited are people about this game? Doc Emmerich is here.
Oh, yeah.
Sports Channel's New Jersey Devils play-by-play man is here.
Nice to
Bought
see
a
Mike.
ticket, $45. Took our picture.
Actually, he will not be here when New Jersey plays their only game here in Chicago. So he wanted to see him one more time this season, the last season, and here he is.
Good choice.
Yeah, he's in great spirits, looks good, and of course always sounds good.
Rutu has the puck, sends it in. Kovalov back for it. Rangers have Wells and Karpovtsev on. Kovalov with a nice move around Rutu. Tries to hit Nemchinov. He does. Nemchinov breaks to the net. Nemchinov shot it wide. On the backhand again.
It's similar to Messier's play. Missed the net after he'd beaten the goaltender on the backhand. What a play by Kovalov to break out of the zone and then make the pass.
Ulan and Kovalov along the boards. Noonan has it. Back pass to Kuchera. Plays it in along the boards for Rutu. Rutu checked there by Jay Wells. Ulan working in the corner against Karpovtsev. Rangers able to work it out of the zone. Rutu against Kovalov. Rutu lifts it back in. 8:45 to go in the first period. No score in the game. Mike Gartner moves out with it. Couple of nice moves. Gartner across the line. Backhands it toward the net. Belfour leaves it for Greg Smith. Brent Sutter. And now Dirk Graham. Graham moving in. Zubov is there. Zubov checks him. And Lowe takes the puck. Kevin Lowe and Sergei Zubov did a real good job. Shot by Tikkanen. Save made. Real good job against Eric Lindros along with Sergei Nemchinov. Lindros had no shots on goal. I didn't realize it, John, until I looked at the score sheets. Lindros did not get a shot on goal against the Rangers Friday night.
Nemchinov on the line had Greg Gilbert and Mike Gartner, and they deserve credit too. Gilbert will miss 2 games because of the shoulder after getting hit into the boards by the big freight train Lindros.
This game is Tuesday night against St. Louis, and then the All-Star break. Then out to the West Coast for the Rangers after the break. Chelios, big shot wide around the boards. Cleared out by Monty to Messier onside. Messier to the net, he scores! He didn't miss that time. Beautiful breakout pass. Messier puts the Rangers on top.
And you see Chelios have himself a chance to shoot. Messier was behind him. Chelios shot. Look at Messier's behind Chelios. Bad angle. He misses the net. That traps everybody. Messier reads the play. It's gone. You see the fine pass. I believe that was Amonte on the pass. And finally, the Rangers were able to hit the net on Belfour. That one went through the legs. Here's Amonte chipping the puck up, and Messier, who was flying, is gone. Said he had 9 solid hours of sleep last night. Well, it looks like it. You can tell. 1-0 Rangers, and it should be 4 or 5.
Nowhere to go last night. It was minus 20 in Chicago.
There's a lot of warm restaurants in this town, Sam.
A lot of warm room service, too. Rangers take the lead on the goal by Mark Messier, assisted by Amonte at 12-17. Messier's 13th of the season. Roenick with the puck. Richter reaches out with a stick. And Brian Leach takes over. Out for Steve Larmer. You just joined us? Yes, Steve Larmer back in the lineup. He missed only 3 games. He was expected to be out 4 weeks. He missed 10 days. Just a short vacation. We'll be right back. A real winner knows how to party right. Please use good sense when you drink. Know when to say when. A reminder from Budweiser.
The Rangers know as a team that Mike Keenan's first trip is now back into Chicago Stadium. When you have leaders like Messier and Lowe and others, they know that Steve Larmer is making his first return. So is Mike Hudson, as a Ranger, that is. And it's something to these guys. They talk about it in the locker room before the game, and it looks like the team, as a team, has really reacted to it. It's 1-0. Yeah. They've outshot Chicago 9-3, but it should be a lot more than 1-0.
We were talking with Adam Graves before the game, and he said the similar, John, the feeling of playing for your teammates. They know how important it is to them. Weinrich finds Chelios. Another big shot saved by Richter. Nemchinov's outlet pass was tipped by Chelios, picked up by Gartner, comes in with Kovalov. Kovalov checked from behind, got a pass off that went wide of Gartner. Kevin Lowe with the puck. He shoots, score! Kevin Lowe! And the Rangers lead 2-0 as Belfour was screened in front by Mike Gartner.
Very interesting. A shot by Chelios. This time he hit the net after Chicago won the draw. But the Rangers' transition game in this first period's awesome. They're going from defense to offense at 100 miles an hour. Good save right there by Richter. Now the Rangers can think about going up ice. This long pass is chipped by the defenseman right there. Gartner, Kovalov crisscross. Kovalov tries to hit Gardner, doesn't work, but the Rangers continue to put puck pressure on the net. Puck pressure, puck pressure. Now with a man in front, you see there, Gardner is knocked down, and the Rangers take the shot and it goes in again. Transition. Goaltender makes a save. Think offense. Put pressure. 2 forwards up high. Crisscross. Go to the net. Make it happen. Chase the puck down if it doesn't work. Now watch in front. Gardner go right to the front. Right to the front. Now he gets bumped into the goaltender and the goal scored.
Weinrich and Belfour both wanted interference calls. Nothing made by referee Dan Maruelli. Rangers lead 2-0. Here's Tikkanen. Save by Belfour with Kyprios in front.
You credit Maruelli. He pointed right away that the man had been pushed into the goaltender. And he was on top of the play as a referee.
Almonte with a good hit on Kuchera earlier. Rangers take a 2-0 lead. 2 goals in less than a minute. 2 goals in 57 seconds. They're announcing the Kevin Lowe goal right now at 13:14.
Number 27, Alexei Kavalov. And number 22, Mike Gardner.
Kovalov and Gartner get the assist on the goal by Kevin Lowe. Steve Larmer returning. Darryl Sutter on the absence of Steve Larmer to his team. Greg Gilbert, Steve Larmer, Stewie Grimson were the leaders in our dressing room. You take Larmer out of our lineup, I don't think anybody replaces him, and I don't think anybody has on our team yet.
If they were the leaders in the locker room, how come all 3 are gone?
I don't know. Check the GM's office.
No, I'm not. I don't want controversy.
Oh.
I just think that if they're the leaders,
Good
why would you
question.
let 3 leaders leave? Unless he thinks, or they think that they have other leaders, it's time for them to step up.
Messier with the puck. Back to Zubov with room and a long shot. Stick save by Belfour. Rich Sutter clears the zone. Zubov goes back for it. Chased by Christian Rutu. Low from Kovalov and Gartner, 13-14. Rangers a 2-0 lead with 5.5 minutes to go in the first. Graves takes it away from Dirk Graham. Larmer is tied up by Poulin. And around to Steve Smith. Smith hooked down by Messier. Penalty called. Delayed penalty on the Rangers. Extra skater comes on for Chicago. They move up. Lemieux gives it away to Leach. The whistle blows and a power play is upcoming to the Blackhawks. 5:09 to go in the first as Messier sits down. Messier for hooking at 14:51. Power play number 2 for the Blackhawks.
Now Mark Messier goes behind the net. Watch him reach here. Smith was leaning to the left. That helped him go down. Smith alertly used the goal net as a helper for him. Messier takes the offensive zone penalty, so Chicago gets their second power play.
Nemchinov, Gartner, Leach, and Vukovic on for the Rangers. Roenick with Noonan, Murphy, Chelios, and Weinrich for the Blackhawks. Gartner got a stick on it. Noonan moves it to Weinrich. Bounces off the boards into the crowd.
You know, earlier in the season, with the Rangers power play doing well, Darryl Sutter, the coach of Chicago, took his players and had them look at the Rangers power play. And they in particular looked at Adam Graves and how he works the front of the net. Now Chicago, with their unit on the ice, used number 10, Brian Noonan, to be that person to stand in front of the net, try to be the person to deflect the puck, find rebounds, etc. So Darryl Sutter was at a tough time with their 16th ranked power play, really trying to find what other teams do to help his team to make them better on the unit.
Blackhawks are a team that has really had trouble scoring. Only once in the last 7 games have they scored more than 2 goals in a game. That was last night. Noonan almost had a chance when Vukovic fell down. The Rangers able to clear the zone. And we talked to Darryl Sutter about it. And we said, what's the problem scoring goals? And he said, not enough skilled players.
That's it. That's accurate.
Roenick and Murphy are the legitimate goal scorers on this team. Noonan's got the puck. He's checked by Leach. Goes down on the play. Murphy's looking for it. Noonan comes out of the corner. Back to Chelios. Takes the shot. Save made. Noonan for Murphy. Murphy is checked by Leach. Noonan has it again. He's hit by Vukovic around the boards. Nemchinov trying to get to it. He's tied up by Weinrich. Vukovic looking for it. Roenick's got it. Now Noonan along the boards. Just under a minute to go on the power play. Weinrich at the point. Cross to Chelios. Weinrich moves it to Noonan. Back for Weinrich, and the shot blocked by Nemchinov. Noonan has it again. Looking. Down low, it's Roenick in the corner. Up for Noonan. Ronick out of the corner, comes in front, saved by Richter. The rebound behind the net, moved along the boards. Chelios has it. Out for Weinrich. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Long shift for this penalty-killing unit. Nemchinov clears. They need a change, and they get it.
Murphy or Noonan go to the front, and then when the puck's about to come to the front, those people tie the defenseman up, and in comes Ronick, so he's all alone. Nobody can tie him up. The defensemen are already busy, and it nearly worked for him.
Ruutu moves in with Poulin and Goulet. Played off the boards by Larmer to Lowe. Lowe clears the zone. 5 seconds to go in Messier's penalty. And the Rangers have killed off another one. Messier's out. The teams are at full strength. Hawks 0 for 2 on the power play. Rangers lead 2-0 with 3 minutes to go in the first period. Knocked away from Lowe to Ruutu. Ruutu turns. Plays it behind the net, but Zubov will get there. Zubov for Tikkanen. Belfour reaches out to stop the puck. For Cam Russell, who's on for the first time. Off the boards, Kovalov, nice move around Poulin. Amonte circling. Now Kovalov moves in on Steve Smith. He stopped him with a good poke check. And Jocelyn Lemieux moves in on Zubov. And they both go down. Lemieux's a tough forward. Zubov hung in with him well. Messier comes out with it. Across for Amonte, off his stick. Russell plays the puck. And a whistle. Offside.
Too many men, maybe, Sam.
No, I don't.
Two-line pass, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sorry. Yes, an offside pass. Very interesting to see Chicago on a power play. Look, as you see here, the players go to the front of the net. That's Ronick. He gets 2 chances at it. He'll stay out of the front of the net and let the other players get trapped up with the people in front. And then when he sees the puck about, see Ronick backing out. Now he's out of the view even. The Rangers work the power play pretty good, or the penalty kill, pardon me, pretty good.
Faceoff is deep in the Rangers zone. I don't think it could be a 2-line pass. Maybe a deliberate offside whistle.
Possibly. I don't know. I know Marawelli right now is talking to Mike Keenan about the situation.
Yeah.
Marawelli during the last stoppage, the commercial when Messier took the penalty, went over to Messier and explained the call. Here he goes over to the coach and explains the call. You saw Mike Keenan nod his head. Now everybody can relax and get on with the game. Good communication skills by Dan Marawelli with everyone on the ice.
First intermission, Steve Smith, the fine defenseman of the Chicago Blackhawks, will join us live in our studio. We'll go to the MSG Sports Desk for an update, and then JD and I will take a look at first period highlights. Hope you'll stay with us for that. Karpovtsev to the puck. Rangers with a 2-0 lead with 2:10 remaining in the first period. Goals by Messier and Lowe. Karpovtsev. Jay Wells clears it. Amonte's passes to Karpovtsev. Amonte taken out along the boards by Joe Murphy. Belfour dropped his stick, and he left it behind the net. Belfour without a stick. Kovalov to Amonte. And Messier swiped at it and missed. Russell moves it to Brent Sutter. Can't get out of the zone. Messier's got it. Belfour has his stick back. Amonte fakes. He shoots. Save by Belfour.
What a save.
Great save.
Baby. The Rangers are pressuring the Hawks. They continue to motor. And you saw Amonte take the puck, fake the shot. Eddie Belfour was down and out, but somehow he was able to react, get the goal stick, reach back and out. What a save. Now here's Belfour thinking about getting the stick. It's too late. Get back in the net. Now here the Rangers can't quite handle a rolling puck, as Messier had to jump right over his blade, but the Rangers' Messier there does not allow his man to move the puck out of the zone. There's a pinch that keeps the puck alive. Now watch Amonte and Belfour. Big shot, Belfour's down and out, but he reaches back with a goal stick and saves what would have been a 3-0 goal.
Time for Messier to talk to Gretzky and Graves about how to swing at a puck in midair. They would have batted it out of the ballpark. And Messier swings and misses for strike one. Eddie Belfour, he's got a lot of work. Did a lot of complaining when he's been pulled from games. Feels he doesn't get enough respect. Feels the goaltenders in Toronto and St. Louis, Felix Potvin and Curtis Joseph, get more publicity than he does.
Yeah, he's a competitor, I'll tell you that. He's worked very hard with the great Russian goaltender Tretiak in the last 3 or 4 days, and that has helped him regain his confidence. I think he then shut out Tampa Bay 1-0, and then last night was victimized with a couple of bad goals.
Penalty on Bukaboom in the offensive zone.
1:11 to go here in the period, as the penalty is handed out against the Rangers.
holding call gives the Blackhawks their third power play of the game. Hooky or hockey? Well, these are the guys who have been pulled the most from games this season. Bob Essenza in Winnipeg, Mike Richter, Eddie Belfour, Curtis Joseph. Hey, you know what? It's no disgrace.
No, coaches have changed their philosophy. Back a few years ago, goaltenders, well, they still hate it, but it just didn't happen. You just didn't do it. It was not part of the system. And now younger, more progressive coaches and people like Mike Keenan and others. Al Arbor did it a lot to change the flow of the game. Yeah. They took that away from him as they changed the rules. But it's a coaching ploy now. The goaltenders themselves have to understand what it's all about. Be tough mentally about it.
Bookeboom for holding at 18:49. Blackhawks third power play. The roll for two. Rangers leading 2-0. Less than a minute to go in the first period as Steve Smith drives in and off the boards, bounces wide of the net. Leach and Zubov with Tikkanen and Larmer. Zubov trying to clear, went up the middle, blocked by Chelios to keep it in. Chelios with Smith, Noonan, Murphy, and Roenick for Chicago. Up the board. Tikkanen had his clearing attempt blocked by Smith. Leach tries to clear. Chelios stops it. Toward the net, knocked down by Tikkanen. He has it, he waits, and then lets it down the ice. Good play by Esa Tikkanen.
Didn't take long for Stefan Matteau, scoring, what they thought would be a scoring power winger, to get back in the Chateau Bow Wow here, has it? He hasn't played very much at all.
Here's Goulet, saved by Richter. Goulet looking for it, Roenick looking for it. Matteau had a goal last night, but he's had real trouble scoring, and he's been the subject of trade rumors for a couple of weeks now.
3 games ago, he was sat right out, didn't even dress.
Whose name keeps popping up? Tony Granato. Possible interest, the local guy here.
Steve Duchesne.
Yeah.
Peter Nedved. Never boring around here. Good save by Richter. He played the angle beautifully here on a great scorer in Michel Goulet. Great scorer, a perfect angle, and the Rangers have themselves a wonderful road period.
Good start for the Rangers and for head coach Mike Keenan. They scored 2. They've shut down the Blackhawks. Gave up only 7 shots on goal in the first period. 2-0 Rangers. Back with Steve Smith in a moment. Back at Chicago Stadium, the Rangers with a 2-0 lead on the Chicago Blackhawks. And it's clear that the Rangers came ready to play, and as we mentioned during the course of the first period, really playing for each other and their teammates and their coach who used to be in Chicago. You could see it.
Chicago played last night in New York, but there was an early game. They were home in their homes right around 1:15 in the morning, which is actually pretty good considering that, you know, they gained an hour, right, which helped. But the Rangers took advantage of everything. Their speed, their transition game. Mike Richter was strong. Messier, the leader, was flying. Steve Larmer, you can see the players want to try and win a game for him and Mike Keenan. And that was as good a period as they played on the road all season long.
Mike Richter didn't get all that much work, but when he was tested, he was very solid, very steady in goal. But I think the man that you mentioned, to me, that was the key in that first period was Messier. He came out showing the leadership right away with chances, with breakaways, and put one in.
It's amazing you play on a smaller ice surface like this. And the Rangers, when they play their best, they play a high-pressure game and a speed game. And in this particular game, where Chicago is not noted as they're a strong defensive team, but they don't play a defensive style as much. You don't see the neutral zone trap type of thing. And the Rangers just jack up the speed and the way they go. Their transition game, they did everything right. I mean, if you're going to really critique them and you want to find something, maybe it's the fact that they took a couple of offensive zone penalties. You try to stay away from that.
We had hoped to have Steve Smith with us. He's unable to join us in our studio between periods. It's unfortunate. Chicago Blackhawks have a lot of star players, and we'd like to see them and expose them to the fans and show them the fine players, but unfortunately we got turned out a couple of times.
They're down 2-0, so they have to, I think it's wrong too. Promote the game. Let your players come on television.
You mentioned something in the first period, during the course of the first period, John, trade rumors. John's great with trade rumors. Peter Nedved, he's out there, he's available. Vancouver wants to trade him. They were talking to the Rangers, but a deal fell through. We talked with Rangers general manager Neil Smith about this trade rumor involving Peter Nedved and Alexei Kovalov.
Neil, we've heard rumors of possible trade that was in the wind. Rangers looking for Peter Nedved and maybe Alexei Kovalov going the other way. Tell us about this.
Well, you know, we've talked to Pat Quinn for a long time about Peter Nedved. He's a player who has been sitting out all year and was available, and they seemed resistant to trade him. Finally, in the last week, they've been more receptive to trading Peter. And although we'd bandied about some names. Certainly, we'd never gotten down to one player. The next step, of course, I said to Pat Quinn, I'll call his agent and find out what his contract demands are from the Rangers before we go any further. I did that, and there was no use really pursuing it after that because the demands were quite exorbitant, which is their right to do, but we decided to just pass up on the opportunity.
So there will be no Rangers deal with Vancouver for Peter Nedved. Nedved asking for some exorbitant numbers, John.
I don't know if he thinks he's one of the better players in the league or what. He had a good year last year. He did not do well in the playoffs, and he does have some up. You know, he has a chance of becoming a good player. His agent is a guy by the name of Tony Condell in Calgary, and from what I understand, Nedved and his camp wanted $500,000 up front, $900,000 for this year, which is $1.4 million altogether for this year, and he's already missed half of it.
Right.
And then he would want $1.2 million for next year, $1.4 million for the year after that. Hey, play in the league, become a great player before you get paid great money, will you?
They'll play in the Olympics for now. We'll be right back. Chicago Stadium, where the Rangers have a 2-0 lead on the Blackhawks. Rangers had a 1-0 lead on a goal by Mark Messier when they scored this one.
Just good hard work. It started with a goaltender. Mike Richter makes the good save. Chelios can't get back. Now it's a 2-on-1 as Weinrich had trouble handling the puck. But the idea is, once you miss the net and blow the chance, keep working. There's a good pick by Nemchinov, and then you see Gartner in front, and Belfour has no chance. He can't see it. That was indicative of the Rangers period. Just a good hard-working road period.
Back to start the second period in just a moment. Back at Chicago Stadium. First period scoring summary brought to you by Amtrak's Metroliner service. 16 departures to downtown D.C. every business day. Messier's 13th, Lowe is 4th. Rangers 13 shots, Blackhawks 7. And underway second period with Jeff Bukaboom still in the penalty box. Another 48 seconds remaining on his holding penalty. Rangers with Messier and Larmer, Leach and Zubov. And the Blackhawks go with Murphy, Noonan, Roenick, Smith, and Chelios. Smith, outlets to Murphy. Murphy stick handling, finds Roenick. Zubov with the intercept, moving it up the boards, out of the zone. We talked about the struggles of the Blackhawks scoring lines. Jeremy Roenick has had 2 different seasons already. In his first half, goes to the net. Roenick stopped by Richter. Good chance. In his first 22 games, he had 15 goals. In his last 22, he has only 5. Roenick out of the corner. Slid it in front, and it cleared out. Good help by the Rangers. Bukaboom out of the penalty box. Has the puck. 3-on-1. Pass to Larmer. He shoots. Glove. Saved by Belfour.
Goaltending on both ends. Mike Richter robbed Jeremy Roenick. And then as Bukaboom came out of the box, he was smart. His head was up. Gained the blue line to not put anybody offside. And then Eddie Belfour stayed on his feet. He knows Larmer loves to go high to the catching glove, and he did just that. There's Bukaboom gaining the blue line. Back to Larmer. Look at Belfour stay up. The hands there, boom. Most times Belfour would be down on the ice. Noonan feeds Roenick. Watch Richter's right leg. There, out, boom. And it was Larmer who got back, made Roenick not be able to cut to the middle and make even a better play. Big quiet save by Richter.
Rangers won the faceoff. Shot by Wells goes wide. Shot by Karpovtsev missed. And Kovalov plays it toward the net. Sticked aside by Belfour. Gartner got knocked down. Rangers looking for the puck along the boards. Blackhawks can't clear. Kept in by Kovalov. It's knocked down off of Nemchinov. Jocelyn Lemieux able to clear the zone. Dirk Graham slowed down by Karpovtsev. Plays it into the Rangers zone. Richter leaves it for Jay Wells. Sergei Nemchinov. Gartner across the line. Trying to get a shot off. Manned on it. Karpovtsev has it. His shot blocked. Comes down into the corner. Nemchinov pulled down by Graham. Lemieux comes down. Karpovtsev back on a 2-on-1. Shot wide by Lemieux. Kept in by Kuchera. Brent Sutter in the corner. Hit by Karpovtsev. He hits back. Jocelyn Lemieux is there. Nemchinov trying to tie him up. Rich Sutter moves in. Jocelyn Lemieux, good effort. He's strong. He still has the puck. Plays it to Rich Sutter toward the net. Stopped by Richter. Reaches out. Gets it to Jay Wells. Taken away by Brent Sutter. Now Rich Sutter has it. He's checked by Nemchinov. Back pass intercepted by Gartner. Gartner has control and brings it out. Slides it across, off the boards, Rangers change. 2.5 minutes gone by in the second. Sorry, John.
Chicago with a 2-on-1. Lemieux missed the net. He has 9 goals on the season. If he had a better finish, he'd be in double figures for sure. 18, 20, somewhere around there. He gets a lot of chances but can't finish.
Outlet from Belfour to Rich Sutter. Intercepted by Amante coming back. Now Nick Kyprios. Chelios goes for it. Here's Ruutu across the line with Poulin. The shot saved by Richter. Tough shot by Christian Ruutu. Bukaboom pulled down by Poulin. Nothing called on that play. Poulin looked toward the referee. Breathed easier when no arm was up in the air. Chelios clearing it out for Poulin. Now Joe Murphy moves in on Brian Leach. Murphy waits for a trailer. It's off of Bronick. Graves plays it across to Kyprios. Amante back to Kyprios. Lost control. Cleared aside by Greg Smith. Kyprios gets to it. Now Graves fires in front of Amante. Fanned on the shot.
Tony Amante having a tough time finishing, isn't he?
Eddie Belfour. Watch this play as Amante tried to score.
Here's the puck out of the corner. Amante reaches back and you see the puck flip away. For the story of his scoring chances recently.
Out in front, saved by Belfour on Larmer. Boy, Steve Larmer's having quite a game. Even though he hasn't scored, he's had good chances. Boy, and he worked. Here's Roenick moving in. Zubov is there to slow him down. Joe Murphy tries to get to the net. Saved by Richter. He's got it in the pad.
Mike Richter's been very patient in the goal in this game so far. His angle play has been perfect, and he's been staying on his feet. We saw towards the end of the first period, Goulet move in. Richter made a real good save. Watch him again. J.R. Roenick. He's the Mr. Offense. He dumps the puck off here, and Murphy moves in. Bad angle. Richter plays it patiently and smartly. And Murphy's been a player, you see the scoring, he's been under the wrath of Sutter, the coach. He says he's not consistent game to game and at times not consistent period to period. And he's got to be more consistent for us to become better winners. We need his scoring.
Yeah, that's why they got him. Bukaboom sends it around the boards for Larmer. Talked about Roenick. Jeremy Roenick will be in New York Wednesday and will be on the Today Show on Thursday. I believe Adam Graves is scheduled to be on that as well.
I don't think that's been confirmed yet.
Okay.
The Today Show with Brian Gumble. Wow, he's a good hockey fan. Brian Gumble, a real nice fella. That should be fun. All-Star Week coming up, January 22nd, the game. It's going to be fun in New York.
Larmer for Hudson off his stick. Hit the side of the net with it. Jeremy Roenick is really... Here's Leach moving in. Wrist shot, glove save by Belfour. Roenick, a good guy, good ambassador for hockey, and he's been outspoken here in his criticism.
Maybe that's why they wouldn't let Jeremy Roenick be our intermission guest, because he says what he says, doesn't he?
Eddie Belfour worked with one of the greats, Vladislav Tretiak, this week. Tretiak was on the ice today with Jeff Hackett. Eddie Belfour in an optional did not skate. There's Jeff Hackett, who's the backup tonight. Tretiak, one of the great goaltenders of all time.
He really knows how to work with people. He works well with Eddie Belfour. It's good to see some of the Russian influence work so well. After we get along here in the game, I have a chance. I'll tell a story about a Russian reporter that they want money for information. They live here. Can you imagine?
Brent Sutter for Dirk Graham. I heard a story that Tretiak's considering coming here full-time if he can get a full-time coaching position.
Yeah, he's very bright. He makes Belfour a different goaltender. And Tretiak's actually a real good guy. Sergei Nemchinov, as we mentioned, played 2 years with him with the Red Army team in Moscow.
Cleared out. Greg Smith sends it back in. 15-10 to go, second period. Rangers hold a 2-0 lead. Goals by Messier and Lowe in the first period. Brent Sutter's got a hold of Mike Gardner. Didn't let go for about 5 seconds. Hooking him up the ice. And finally Marawelli calls a penalty.
Well, because
on Brent Sutter.
Mike Gardner kept working his legs through the neutral zone. Marawelli looked at it for about 15 seconds and finally a penalty.
Rangers keep working on the delayed penalty. Lowe moves it down and it's stopped by Michel Goulet. The whistle blows and Brent Sutter, who was all over Mike Gardner from the opposite goal line to the other end, goes off. Brent Sutter called for hooking at 5:11.
The Rangers will move the puck out of the zone. There's Dirk Graham with some forecheck. Hit. Zubov reacts to it. Brent Sutter's gone for interference in the neutral zone. The Rangers don't have Tikkanen on the bench this period. He was hit about halfway through the first period by two guys in the neutral zone, and I do not see him back on the bench for this period.
Rangers power play their second. They're 0 for 1. Messier Zubov, Leach, Graves, and Gartner for the Rangers. Steve Smith, Chris Chelios, Christian Ruutu, and Jeremy Roenick for the Blackhawks. Leach looking, holding. Now Messier. Graves in the slot. Leach pressed by Ruutu. Knocked down by Ruutu. Messier gave it away to Roenick. Roenick clears.
A little bit more of a physical second period by Chicago. You saw the hit there by Ruutu on Leach. Earlier you saw the hit by Graham on Zubov.
Leach makes his way up ice. Messier races down the right side. Kuchera trying to take it away from him. Messier has the puck. Kuchera whacks him with a stick. The puck given up to Matteau, clears. 1 minute to go on the Rangers power play. 13:50 to go in the second. Rangers leading 2-0.
Nemchinov gets some power play time now in the second unit with Tikkanen out because of what's probably an injury.
Gartner with some nice moves, sets it up, goes back to Leach. He's pressed by Graham. Long shot, save. Belfour through the screen of Graves. Kept in by Zubov. Plays to the corner. Gartner has it. Leach off the stick of Graham, and Matteau gets there to clear all the way down. Good pressure by the Blackhawks on the Rangers' point men, Leach and Zubov. Rich Sutter is on now, 15, with Joe Murphy, number 17. Leach leads Nemchinov. Heinrich back for the puck. Around the board, Zubov stops it. Plays it to Larmer off his stick. Zubov takes it back from Rich Sutter. Now it's Larmer bringing it across. Larmer for Amante. Moves to the net. Hit the post. Bounces around to the far side. Nemchinov is there. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Larmer in the corner for Amante. And Belfour reached out. May have gotten a piece of it. Team's at full strength as Brent Sutter is back. Amante for Larmer. Kuchera got a stick on it. Brent Sutter has the puck and he clears. Rather, Rich Sutter, clearing. 12:35 to go in the second. 2-0 Rangers lead for Hudson, deflected by Weinrich, covered up by Belfour. Rangers now 0 for 2 on the power play.
Rangers power play ranked number 1 going into this game. Mike Hudson, it was interesting today. He said that he a little different, a little quieter over by the Rangers locker room as opposed to the Chicago locker room. He had never been over there before. He'd never been over there. He was an Oiler for a little bit, but didn't play with him much. But first time he'd ever been over on that side of the hallway. It was very different for him.
If you joined us late, want to take another look at the Rangers and Blackhawks from the beginning. 12 midnight, Rangers Rewind, right here on MSG Network, the best in the game. Don't forget, following New York Rangers hockey, Bob Page at the MSG Sports Desk with a complete day's wrap-up. Harry Carson will join him as well. Bob went to San Francisco and saw that debacle. Giants losing to the 49ers yesterday.
They still had a strong season.
Yes.
They're a lot better than what most people thought. Something to build on for next season, Sam.
Absolutely.
So relax, will you?
Yes, I will.
Quit wearing black.
For a minute, I was going to see if there was a consolation game between the Giants and the Packers after the Packers lost to Dallas today.
Chicago is starting to play the more physical game now than what they showed in the first period. Much more involved.
Karpovtsev was whacking Noonan with a stick, and then he got hit, maybe speared by Cam Russell.
A cross check to a ribs by Russell, and Karpovtsev is to the bench and injured.
Roenick off his stick, Michel Goulet. Karpovtsev was after Noonan and it hit him a couple of times with a stick, and Russell got him. Chelios gave it up to Kevin Lowe. 2-0 Rangers. Noonan hits Lowe. Lowe fires out to Kovalov. Tony Horacek goes over, number 34. Taken back by Steve Smith. Knocked away from Bukaboom. Jocelyn Lemieux can't find it, and he's hit by Kevin Lowe.
Chicago's hitting here is starting to stop the Rangers' quick flow, the quick transition game. Slowly, as we near the midpoint, starts to turn a little bit. The Rangers still have that 2-0 lead.
Kovalov took a hit from Graham. Steve Smith has the puck now. Greg Smith plays it out of the zone. Graham bats it ahead. Leach takes it back. 11:10 to go, second period. Rangers leading 2-0. First period goals by Mark Messier and Kevin Lowe. Bukaboom looks up ice. Jocelyn Lemieux, number 26, forechecking. Messier for Bukaboom. Up the middle for Larmer. Missed him, but comes on goal. Belfour plays it. Off the boards and out of the zone. Messier has it back. Now Leach. Graves brings it in against Steve Smith. Larmer heads for the net. Graves for Larmer off his stick. Good play by Graves. Used his strength to keep Steve Smith away from the puck. Leach for Messier. Rangers breaking a 3-game losing streak with their win against Philadelphia Friday night. Blackhawks takeaway here by Ruutu. Ruutu looking in front, goes back to Greg Smith. Long shot. It hit Rich Sutter, bounced down. Rangers can't clear. Shot by Greg Smith, blocked in front. Messier and Rich Sutter battle for the puck. Messier finds Steve Larmer. Blackhawks have won only once in their last 6 games. They are 1-4-1 and 3-6-1 in their last 10. Messier and Weinrich did a little bumping behind the play. Ruutu shot into the chest of Richter, and he covers up.
Smart play by Richter. Slow it down a little bit. Chicago again, a little more grinding, a little more hitting, a little more forechecking, and the Rangers with a little less pace. It looks like Kyprios is injured a left leg as he now skates in front of the Ranger bench trying to flex the leg. Tries to get a feel as to how the leg feels. Now goes back to the bench and will report to the staff how he feels.
Karpovtsev seems to be all right on the Rangers bench after being shaken up.
He's slashing high on the arms, and there's the cross-check right to the ribs below the padding by Russell.
Karpovtsev went to the bench bent over, but he seems to be fine. Has not returned as yet, but he seems okay. Two players have not seen the ice yet for the Rangers. Eddie Olczyk and
see that
Joey,
he did. Eddie Olczyk saw a shift in the first period.
And Joey Kosar one shift as well.
I think that, yeah, exactly.
Right. That's right. Here's a 2-on-1. Gardner and Amonte. Shot by Gardner. Wide and up into the crowd. They've hit the side of the net and gone up into the crowd. 9:39 to go in the second.
Key is to work it out over the blue line. Some good movement by Nemchinov allows the 2-on-1. Gardner decided to take the shot. Belfour's well out. Low to the outside of the goalpost was the puck.
Takeaway. Amonte with it. Try to get it to Gardner, who was blocked. Weinrich goes after it. Gardner dives at Weinrich. Missed him. Went down. Weinrich has the puck. Slowed down by Nemchinov. Blocked by Amonte. And now Chelios able to clear the zone. 9:15 to go, second period. Zubov double team, knocks off the puck. Amonte knocks it away from Chelios to Gardner. Gardner 1-on-1 with Weinrich. Knocks it away out of the zone. Ryan Noonan checked by Kevin Lowe. Chris Chelios will be in New York for the All-Star game as well. Shot by Brent Sutter off the glove of Richter. Jocelyn Lemieux checked by Zubov. Lemieux still with the puck. Bounces past Gardner. Lowe has it and able to clear the zone. Rangers only 5 shots on goal here in the second period after 13 in the first period. They've outshot the Hawks 18-13 as icing is whistled on Chicago.
Now, the other night, actually 2 home games ago, I had one of the Russian reporters. He works for TASS. His name is Gennady Fedorov. Come up to me, wanted a little help from our network, you know. Can I come and watch you people shoot the feature over in Brighton Beach? I said, sure. So I find some time, introduce him to our producer, this and that, this and that. I said, by the way, how's the Russian team looking for the Olympics? I just got their list. There's 30 players. I said, can I get a copy? I said, sure. Talk to me Friday. So I see him Friday after the last Ranger game. I said, you got the list? He said, well, you know, I work for TASS and I talked to my boss. My boss said that we don't give information out, but if you want to purchase it or buy it or give us some money, you can get it that way. Isn't that a nice way to do business for people over in this part of the world?
I guess they don't realize they're at this part of the world.
There's a word weasel.
Ooh,
come into play a little bit.
Ooh, John stuck the dagger in.
I mean, how bad is that? They come over here, or he comes over, his company, and the Rangers supply everything possible for the media to work with, which is how you do things in North America. And all I ask for a list of 30 players that might make the Russian team. Just want to look at it. But I have to buy it.
It's a reminder of the sharp contrast in systems under which we live. And there is Vladislav Tretiak.
That guy's a good guy. I got to tell you that. So is Kovalov, and so is Zubov, and so is Nemchinov. These people, like Patsy too, Karpovtsev, and many others that are helping our league become a better league like McGillney and Bore and Fedorov and Kozlov. They're great skill level. But when you deal with people who, I guess that's capitalism, huh?
Well,
at its worst.
Moved up the boards. Puck is cleared down the ice. Word from the Rangers locker room is that Esa Tikkanen has an injury to his right knee apparently suffered in the game against Philadelphia Friday night and was bothering him coming into the game, and he aggravated it in the first period. What do you think, John? Here's Messier looking for Kyprios, just missed. Now Lowe's pass off the skate of Ruutu.
I think when Tikkanen went through the center ice zone, about midway through the first period, he was hit by two players instantly after one another, just bang, bang. And that may have jarred his leg a little bit. I'm not 100% sure in that, but that's the one play I do remember.
Tikkanen out for the remainder of the game. 7:15 to go in the second. Rangers lead 2-0. Messier against Poulin. Bukaboom clears the zone to Kyprios. To Tony Amonte. Gartner is on. Messier comes in against Chelios. Messier around the net. Messier centers for Amonte. Amonte against Weinrich, who wraps him up. Poulin and Gartner. Leach kept it in. Poulin brings it out. Patrick Poulin moves in against Bukaboom. Drops it off for Noonan. Down low, Bukaboom with a good play, getting back to intercept. Carries it out. Dumps it into the Chicago zone. Belfour playing it off the glass and out. Leach goes to get it. Talked about Patrick Poulin. He has scored goals in only 2 of his last 17 games. Total of 3 goals. They got him for his goal scoring.
Yeah, and also, if he's not scoring, the word is that he has a little trouble with his instincts on the ice, his real hockey sense. And that's been bothersome to the coaching staff of Chicago.
Weinrich clears the zone. 6:10 to go in the second. Nice lead to Gartner. Moves in. Gartner to Amonte. Amonte shoots wide.
He's changed sticks, Tony. He's tried to go high to the stick side twice and just missed the first one. This one he missed by a mile.
Nemchinov keeps it in. Finds Kevin Lowe. Lowe. Nice move past Chelios. Centering pass in front. Zubov. Shot it behind the net. Weinrich to the puck. Some pretty moves by the Rangers, and the fans getting on the Blackhawks. Nice giveaway. Nice steal by Graves to Gartner. Saved by Belfour. A great one. Olczyk to Gartner. The great. He scores.
Now the assistant coaches in the audience here are starting to make a little noise. And it's a boo sound. And the Rangers have just outworked the Hawks, creating turnovers. Chelios here has the puck stolen by Graves. It was not offside. Belfour does his best. Robs Gartner. 3 guys go by the puck. And again, the Rangers recover it. Great pass across, and Graves finishes it. Justice for Adam Graves. He steals it here. Ooh, maybe that was close to being offside, because Gartner was already in the zone. But the Rangers continue. Chelios can't move the puck out of the zone. Good hard work by all the Rangers on the ice. Eddie Olczyk returns to Chicago, where he grew up, makes a great play to help set up the goal. 3-0 Rangers as Graves scores.
28th goal of the season for the Rangers' leading goal scorer and an all-star representative, Adam Graves. Graves from Gartner and Olczyk at 14:25. And Eddie O, who had to buy 18 tickets. What a night for him. Makes his family and friends very happy.
Grew up about 35 minutes from right here at Chicago Stadium.
Said there weren't that many hockey programs when he was growing up. There are a lot more now. They've gotten better. A lot of traveling when he played youth hockey to Detroit, to Toronto to play.
Our league is getting hockey leagues going all over the country, on ice, roller skates, everything. It's a great thing to have happen. Hockey's growing.
Murphy stopped by Richter, and he covers up. 4:41 to go in the second. Mike Richter keeping the Blackhawks off the board. The man with the white hair and glasses is former NHL player and now Vice President and General Manager of the Blackhawks, Bob Fulford. And Rich Preston, the Blackhawks assistant coach, alongside. And
a lot of rumors, like you said, huh?
I think one thing about Fulford, he's always been conservative about pulling the trigger on deals, though he did make one earlier in that three-way Larmer deal, but he really had to make a deal in that situation. And now he's faced with a situation where he may be forced to make a deal to get some more scoring for the Blackhawks.
He knows they need scoring. You're right. He's thought about Steve Duchesne. That's been very public.
Messier with Cam Russell, rather Kuchera back. Save made by Belfour. Messier tied up with Kuchera, wins the battle in the corner, has the puck, looking, holding, tries to make a pass. Belfour stops it side of the net, covers up. with Steve Larmer, his former teammate there. Now Kyprios and Chelios.
First real scrum we've seen, I think, all game long.
It was Chelios and Messier, and Kyprios stepped in.
Chelios a little feisty with Darius Kasparaitis last night in the Islander game on Long Island. Chris Chelios, hey, you can go to Chelly's Chili Bar now if you want. It opens Friday just down the road, down Madison Avenue and Racine Street. And Chris Chelios, it's a chili joint. As a youngster growing up here, his buddy's mother had the best chili.
Yeah.
So he's talked to her. They got a deal going.
Got the recipe.
Even when he signed his multi-million-dollar contract, the owner, Bill Wirtz, wouldn't sign the contract until Chelios autographed about 5 jars or cans of that beautiful homemade chili sauce. Oh, baby. Strange things happen here in Chicago.
Just a slight alteration of what you said, John. It's Madison Street, not Madison Avenue.
Yes, Street. Well, where's Madison Avenue?
In New York.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. Just testing you. Madison Street.
Here's Graham. He scores. Rangers gave the puck away. Dirk Graham puts the Blackhawks on the board.
The Chicago Blackhawks needed that. They needed something. They needed anything. Dirk Graham gets his 10th goal of the season. Bukaboom tries a diagonal pass through his own zone. Kyprios couldn't handle it, and all of a sudden Chicago had a chance to jump on the puck, make something happen, and the captain of the Hawks gets the crowd back in it here. You know the crowd was out of it when we were talking about Chelios' chili sauce. Now they're back in it, and it was a Rangers giveaway that led to it. Again, Rick Graham there just beats Richter with a quick snapshot. And let's see if that can revitalize the Hawks.
3-1 the score. Graham gets his 10th from Chelios. At 16:01, Brent Sutter gets an assist as well. And now the Hawks have life. Graham goes after Lowe. Brent Sutter moves it to Graham behind the net. In front, it was blocked by Richter, fired around the boards by Lowe. Chelios there to keep it in off the skate of Lowe, and Amonte picks it up. 3-1 Rangers. Smith hits Amonte. Gartner battling Chelios. In comes Steve Smith. There's an offside whistle as it starts to get heated up a bit. Following the conclusion of the second period, we will have the captain of the Rangers, Mark Messier, in our studio live. Back to the sports desk to Bob Page for an update, and then highlights from the stadium. JD and I will bring those to you. Hope you'll stay with us.
Chicago just scored a goal to make it 3-1 Rangers. You expect them to come out and have a strong shift to get things going to try and make it 3-2. And to me, they tried as they forechecked, but Kevin Lowe kept everything settled down in the Rangers zone, and it led to this face-off in the neutral zone.
It's interesting, the change of defense. Bukaboom and Leach were on the ice when the puck was given away and the goal was given up. Lowe came on. Lowe playing a good shift defensively. Leach and Bukaboom are back on now. Rangers have Koser on with Kovalov and Graves.
Bukaboom got away with a penalty there. He hauled down Ruutu.
Leach on the rush. Leach drops it off for Kovalov. Kovalov winds up and shoots wide. Ruutu's got the puck.
Koser's on the ice. Just said hello to Eddie Belfour. Nose to nose.
Played in deep by Ruutu. Richter plays it around the glass. Bounces down. Blocked by Cam Russell. Flips it ahead for Patrick Poulin. He's hit by Graves. Rich Sutter tries to move it. Poulin back for Rich Sutter. Sutter centers. It's blocked by Bukaboom. Graves has the puck. Up the boards for Cam Russell. Kovalov left the zone trying to break away. Russell in deep for Rich Sutter. Sutter wraparound saved by Richter and cleared by Graves.
The Rangers are gambling in their own zone. They shouldn't be doing that. It's a 3-1 lead with just over 2 minutes to go.
Graves with a good hit on Russell. Kuchera tries to clear. Hit Roenick. Blackhawks controlling their own zone. 2:05 to go in the second period. Rangers leading 3-1. Puck all the way down. This will be an icing. The whistle stops play. 2:01 left in the second period. Right now, Rangers basically going with 4 defensemen, seeing the rotation of Bukaboom, Leach, and Lowe and Zubov.
Again, Steve Larmer, 35 goals last season as a Chicago Blackhawk. The right hand, it doesn't look like any additional padding on it. He has a soft cast or brace on the right hand inside the glove.
They made a little addition, John, a little extra padding right on that pinky finger, right by that pinky finger. It's not real bulky or noticeable, but a little added protection.
The cut itself is over an inch long. It's on the outside of the hand above the small finger itself. A moment ago inside the Hawk blue line, he fell down to his knees, and as he fell down, he took his right hand right off the stick and put it right up in the air so that if he fell down, he wouldn't fall on the hand itself and gar all his body weight into the hand, into the ice surface, and perhaps re-injure it.
Messier with Larmer and Kyprios. Under 2 minutes to go in the second period. Rangers leading 3-1. Larmer has the puck. Over the last 22 games, the Blackhawks have scored 2 goals or fewer. They're a team that struggled to score money. Snow into the face of Mike Richter from Brent Sutter.
That's apropos with the weather around here, isn't it?
It's snowing outside.
It's everything outside. Mike cost it. It cost, maybe.
Shower.
Mike juggled and dropped the puck. Look what it cost him.
What does that feel like when you do that?
Feels like you want to get up and chop the guy's ankles. Brent Sutter went to the net just the way he's supposed to and got it done. He's there looking for a loose puck. Mike Richter, he looks like he's having a little trouble now. He goes to pat the poos with the linesman. Waits for a second, trying to get the snow goes into the face and melts, and it becomes a hazard around the eyes. It's still bothering him.
1:44 to go in the second. Messier and Sutter for the faceoff. Sutter, Graham, and Lemieux, and right on goal, and Richter with a save.
Messier won the draw so good he put it on his own goal.
Jocelyn Lemieux against Bukaboom. Comes loose. Larmer tried to clear, kept in. Sutter to the puck, it rolled past him. Lemieux centers, intercepted by Leach. Controls, kept in, knocked down by Smith. Long shot, save. Richter through a screen. Graves plays it off the boards and out.
I don't think I've seen Mike Richter this calm in goal in a long time. He's just standing there playing his angles perfectly, not having busy feet, not flying and flopping. He's playing a very, very intelligent, relaxed game.
Hawks have had 13 shots on goal here in the second period. Richter stopped 12 of them. That shot by Leach went wide, comes to Graves. On goal, sticked aside by Belfort. 1 minute left, second period. Gartner with a good job of forechecking on Chelios. Shot by Graves, save Belfort. The puck is loose. Messier plays it in and hit Belfort as he was backing up.
Chelios having a tough period here for his ability and for how great he is as a player.
Zubov swings it around the boards. Nemchinov took a hit. Rangers clear the zone. Gartner racing after the puck against Cam Russell. In comes Nemchinov. It's loose. Nemchinov turned it over from Russell, but Kuchera takes over. 25 seconds to go in this second period. Low with Roenick. Good hit by Jeremy Roenick. Zubov with a hit on Poulin. Nemchinov takes the puck. Now Kevin Lowe for Tony Amonte with 15 seconds in the period. Back to Zubov. Zubov turns, looks toward the net, and just went wide. A penalty called as Amonte was taken down by Cam Russell.
Oh, is it? Is it Amonte for interference? Yeah, I think so. I thought Marawelli, in watching him and watching his reaction, was going to give it to the Rangers. He felt that Amonte went into the goaltender on his own as opposed to having the defenseman push him in. You know, Russell was without a glove. Somebody from the Chicago bench threw a glove on the ice, and Russell was backing up to play Amonte. He's putting the glove on his hand, and that led to this play here. Amonte drives to the net in behind, and I don't think he realizes that Belfour's moved out that far. Over he goes, and the penalty's handed out. Did Russell bump him?
I think on that first angle, I thought that I saw Russell get the stick on Amonte. I may be wrong, but interference is called on Amonte. Interference with the goaltender at 19:54. Messier is going to come over and talk to Dan Marawelli about it.
It might be about throwing equipment from the bench to a player. You can't do that. One of the players threw a glove to Russell, had to throw it 25, 30 feet. Russell picked it up, put it on his hand, and backed up into the zone. You cannot throw equipment from the bench to a player on the ice.
Not detected by any of the officials, so
saw the
play will go on.
linesman go over. Now look on the upper right side. You're going to see, there's the glove.
Yeah.
There it comes. Now Russell will skate over right now and pick it up. Now he spends time from that blue line to his own blue line trying to put it on as the Rangers are rushing up ice. And moments later, Amonte took the penalty.
Power play for the Blackhawks. They're fourth. They're 0 for 3. Rangers leading 3-1. Second period is over, and the power play will carry over into the third period. Blackhawks out shooting the Rangers 13-12. I think Mike Keenan would rather see fewer shots on goal. Darryl Sutter's team came to life after the goal by Dirk Graham, but they're still down by 2. Mike Keenan and the Rangers head for the locker room with a 3-1 lead on the Blackhawks. And we'll be back to talk with Mark Messier right after this. The cheering you hear in the background is for the shooting contest they have down on the ice. Mark Messier has joined us in our studio. And Mark, tell us what all the discussion was between yourself and Mike Keenan and the officials at the end of the period.
Well, I just asking the linesman about the icing call that he waved off for no reason, and also the glove that they threw on the ice for illegal substitution of equipment. So between the two of them, we thought we'd question the officials.
What was their response?
They didn't really have one, so I told them to talk it over in between periods.
Mark, the game itself, your team had a great first period. The Chicago tried to grind it a little more in the second period. That seems to be a good, you guys have had a strong 2 periods. So could you tell us about Tikkanen's injury at all?
I didn't see the injury at all. I know that they said he's okay and that he's putting some ice on it right now, but the extent of it, I don't really know what it is.
Mark, how about the emotion of your team and yourself, the way you came out so strong, the return to Chicago of Mike Keenan, of Steve Larmer and others? What's the emotion on the team for tonight?
Well, we are certainly ready for the game tonight. The guys that came from Chicago, all of them, Larms and Huddy and Gilly, they've meant a lot to our team this year, and also Mike has come in and done a tremendous job, and the team was ready to win the game or try to win the game for those guys. They've been a big part of our team this year, and we wanted to win it for all of them.
Mark, take us back if you can to May 8th, 1990. You were playing with the Oilers. Your team was down 2-1 in a series against Mike Keenan's Blackhawks, and I understand the team arrived around 5 o'clock. Your team did. You were already in the locker room, dressed, ready to go. What was the special feeling, and why did you arrive so early like that?
Well, I just remember it was a pivotal game in the series. We had won the first game at home and lost the next 2, and we really felt that the game 4 was going to be the turnaround in the series, and we came out, we're ready for the game, and the thing that stands out most is the last thing I said before I left the locker room is nobody take a bad penalty. I went out and took 2 bad penalties, so I thought I had to make up for it a little bit.
Was that, in your mind, one of the great games you've ever played in your career?
I think it was certainly one of them for sure. We felt that game was the Stanley Cup for us, and the entire team played unbelievable.
And indeed it was, because the series turned around. Thanks for joining us, Mark. Congratulations on a fine game thus far. Good luck in the third period.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome back to New York Rangers hockey from Chicago Stadium. Rangers a 3-1 lead. A look at second period highlights brought to you by Minolta, makers of the new Freedom 105EX, only from the mind of Minolta. Rangers took a 3-0 lead on this goal by Adam Graves.
You see here, Graves forces the turnover. Gartner is right there. Belfour makes a fabulous save. And here's Chelios going by the puck. He tries to get there, but Eddie Olczyk gets there first. Gartner sets up Graves in a quick finish that gave the Rangers a 3-0 lead.
Now, was this an icing? This is what Mark Messier was talking about.
This is Steve Smith firing the puck down the ice from inside his own zone. And Bukaboom gets there. Looks like he relaxes, thinking it's going to be icing. It's not. He tries a low percentage play. As Kiprios had trouble handling the puck. It's turned over, and there's the only goal Chicago scored in this game. For Graham is 10th.
I think they may have ruled that Larmer touched it on the clearing effort by Smith. Rangers have a 3-1 lead as we get set for the third period. The second period scoring summary is brought to you by your Tri-State GMC truck dealers. The strength of experience. Adam Graves is 28th. That's tops on the team at 14.25 from Gartner and Olczyk. Dirk Graham is 10th at 16.01 from Brent Sutter and Chris Chelios. Shots on goal. Hawks 13, total 20. Rangers 12, total 25. Rangers are 0 for 2 on the power play. Hawks are 0 for 3, and will start the third period on the power play. Tony Amonte in the penalty box for another minute and 54 seconds. He went off for interference with a goaltender at 19:54. There's Tony Amonte in the penalty box. This is the 5th complete sellout here, standing room only at Chicago Stadium. 18,472. They had sellouts with Detroit, Anaheim, San Jose, and Toronto, and now the Rangers. And the fans excited about the Rangers. Rangers get a lot of attention, a lot of Ranger fans here. And, of course, the Blackhawks fans excited about the return of Mike Keenan, Steve Larmer, etc.
Messier had a talk with Marawelli before the start of this period. Pat DiPuzzo spent some time as a linesman talking to the Rangers coaching staff and then to Messier as the Rangers were trying to get across what they thought should have been called and was not.
Messier won the face-off. The Rangers clearing down. Messier and Graves, Bukaboom and Leach for the Rangers. Here's Jeremy Roenick. Steve Smith with Chris Chelios. Roenick, Murphy, and Noonan up front. Graves trying to clear. Chelios around the boards. Messier goes for the puck. Smith on him. Former teammates in Edmonton. Messier takes it away. Holds it. Finds Leach. Nice play by Messier. Clear by Leach. Belfour quickly out to Smith at the red line. Joe Murphy moves across. Noonan heads for the net. Murphy checked by Bukaboom. Able to get it to Nemchinov. Gartner racing ahead of him. Nemchinov to Gartner. Moving in, shooting wide. Around the boards. Lowe is there to keep it in the Chicago zone. Now Chelios. 1 minute to go in the Chicago power play. Chelios turns. Plays it in front. Nemchinov there to intercept. A good defensive play. Gartner carries across. He's checked by Michel Goulet. Goulet has had only one shift, I believe, at even strength. The rest have been all on the power play.
81st player in history to hit the 1,000 game mark. He's 1 assist away from 600 assists.
Goulet down the boards for Poulin. Around for Ruutu behind the net. Trying to get it in front of his block. Here's Poulin in front. It's blocked by Richter. Another save by Richter on Goulet. Poulin for Ruutu. Back pass to Chelios. He winds and shoots and it's blocked by Nemchinov. Ruutu almost fanned on the shot. A save by Richter on Poulin. Good pressure from the Hawks. Chelios to Kuchera. Kuchera plays it in front. Blocked by Kevin Lowe on the attempt by Goulet. Zubov unable to clear. Kept in by Kuchera. Here's Ruutu. Centers for Poulin. Saved by Richter. Batted away by Zubov. Mike Richter with a fabulous display. From the point, the shot by Weinrich goes wide. The teams are back at full strength. And Tony Amonte works it clear. 2-on-1 developing with Gartner. Amonte to Gartner. He turns, he shoots high off the glass. Hawks are 0 for 4 on the power play in the game. And Mike Richter with some brilliant goaltending. Keeping the Rangers 2 goals in front. Long shot by Kuchera, stopped by Richter. Bukaboom around for Kyprios. Blackhawks playing the body well. Puck cleared all the way down. Played by Belfour. Now Weinrich. Around for Lemieux. Comes up to Messier. Plays it behind the net. Far side. Leach. Centers into the slot by Kyprios and out of the zone. Rangers send it back in. Belfour stops it for Cam Russell.
On that flurry, Chicago is given credit for 5 shots on Mike Richter. Most of them good ones when he's solid.
Off the stick of Roenick. Hops by Bukaboom. Bukaboom with a hit. And a good play by Bukaboom. Larmer gets it to Messier. 3-on-2, 4-on-2 across the line. Set up to Larmer. Back to Messier. In front. It was tipped wide. That was a pass for Kyprios. Kyprios is tied up. Leach, a backhander, is blocked by Kuchera. Roenick trying to break out. How to reach back for the pass. Sends it in. A bouncer stopped by Richter. He covers up. 16:32 to go in the third. Mike Richter is the story of the third period thus far.
When you penalty kill, you try to make sure you don't send 2 people out to the same man. And Nemchinov and Gartner were guilty of that during the penalty kill, but Mike Richter helped bail everybody out. 5 shots, consecutive shots. Goulet with a headlock on Nemchinov while on the power play. Again, the Hawks getting shots through. Mike Richter, very, very solid. Again, patiently stands up, lets the puck come right to him, gathers it up, another draw in the Rangers zone.
Chelios took that shot. See the shots this period. For the game, the Blackhawks now have moved ahead of the Rangers 27-26. Rangers outshot the Hawks 13-7 in the first period. Chris Chelios. Been a fairly quiet game for Chelios. He usually is much more involved physically.
Yeah, I think for a player that plays around 30 minutes a game, and you talked earlier about the very tough Chicago schedule, I think he's tiring.
Here comes Larmer. And he's checked by Kuchera. Good play by Frankie Kuchera coming back. Around the boards. Patrick Poulin. Graves is centering Amonte and Larmer right now. He's going to late Tikkanen. Aggravated a knee injury. Larmer pulled down by Chelios. Played in front. Kuchera blocked it. Ruutu with the puck. Slides it across. shot by Rich Sutter is a save by Richter. Zubov sends it around for Larmer. Larmer is bumped by Steve Smith, able to move it to Zubov. 2-on-1 with Graves. Chelios back. Pass to Graves. He scores! Beautiful play by the Rangers, and Adam Graves cashes in with his second goal of the game.
Now the play was made by Larmer. He had the puck on the board. Steve Smith ran him. Larmer came off the boards with the puck after he was hit. And when you do that, that's how you set up scoring chances. It takes the defenseman out of the play. Look at this. There's the hit. Larmer takes the hit, keeps the puck, sets up a 2-on-1, and then Zubov beats Graves for the open net. Belfour had gone right out to Zubov, forgot about Graves. You'll see it here. Zubov looks like he's going to shoot it. Belfour's gone now to him, and now Belfour can't get back, and it's 4-1. Great plays all the way up the ice.
29 goals on the year for Adam Graves. Steve Larmer in his return to Chicago makes a fine play, and Zubov with a nice pass to set up the goal. Graves 29th from Zubov and Larmer at 418. So the Hawks with the early edge in play in the third, and the Rangers quiet it down with the fine play.
Mike Richter.
Yeah.
And the Rangers have more scorers and better scorers, and when they have chances in a situation like that, they can take advantage of it.
Steve Smith checked by Kovalov. Matteau checked by Leach. Leach takes the puck away. Kovalov finds it. Clears it out to Nemchinov. Russell goes over to check in. Steve Smith has it. Kevin Lowe and Brent Sutter went for it. This is Kirk Graham breaking down. Slowed down by Nemchinov. And Nemchinov back to take the puck away. Took a good hit from Jocelyn Lemieux. Zubov has the puck. Zubov carries across. Took a hit from Jocelyn Lemieux.
Good clean hits by Lemieux. Real good hits.
Broken up by Lowe from Kirk Graham.
Pardon me, Sam. Nemchinov did a great job back checking and worked and worked and worked. And then did he get nailed by Jocelyn Lemieux?
Graham trying to find the puck, able to get it out of the zone, but the Rangers regain control. Messier bolts it at the line. Look, plays it down low to Kevin Lowe in deep for Larmer. Shot it over the top. Larmer's had a lot of chances. Pass in front off Kuchera. Shot by Messier. Saved by Belfour. Kiprios behind the net. Into the corner. Messier's got the puck. Took a hit from Kuchera. Chelios has it. Rangers leading 4-1 with 13:40 to go in the third. Graves with 2 goals. Messier and Lowe. Mike Richter with 27 saves. Messier has the puck. Rangers, who lead the NHL with 28 wins. They are 2 points behind Toronto overall in the standings, but have played 5 fewer games, actually 4 after this one. Toronto with 61 points, Rangers 59 coming into play tonight.
Rangers have Brett Hull and the Blues in town Tuesday, and he's been hot, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Roenick against Karpovtsev. Wells moves it, the net is knocked off as Matteau and Koser went into it. And play stopped with 13:02 to go in the third. You got to pay the price. Nemchinov pays the price here.
Yeah, look at him back check. Smart. The stick is down below the waist. Great check. Gets the puck. Now watch this. Oh, baby. Did he get Shillelagh into the boards or what?
We've mentioned Lemieux. He's had a strong game as far as body checks are concerned. Probably leads the Blackhawks in contacts tonight. And they've been, as you said, John, clean, hard hits.
Yeah. Shillelagh's what, an Irish walking stick? I don't know how that, I have no idea why that came out.
You have Irish blood in you, not me.
Yeah, that explains a lot of things, I'll tell you that. I didn't know I did until a couple of summers ago, but it sure explained a lot.
Rich Sutter for Cam Russell. 12:25 to go. Here's Goulet. Wrist shot saved by Richter. Played by Smith. Richter the save as he got to the post. Rutu working against Bukaboom. Blackhawks. This line has been their best.
Yeah, they have the
pressure on.
They have the goal, and Roenick's line does not have a point combined in the game. That says a lot as to why Chicago only has 1 goal on the scoreboard. And that was after a play in which the Rangers thought there was an icing call to be made.
Gardner fell down, gets knocked down by Jocelyn Lemieux.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if the Rangers allow Lemieux to keep running around like this, or will they just try and say hello to him?
Steve Smith moves the puck, then took a hit from Adam Graves. Brent Sutter against Kevin Lowe. Rangers a 4-1 lead, 11:35 to go in the third. That hit Graham. Graham takes it away nicely. Try to pass in front, but Zubov blocked it. And Graves able to get it out of the zone. Long pass for Brent Sutter. He moves in on Kevin Lowe, who stops him. Good play by Kevin Lowe.
When Kevin Lowe moved in on Sutter, he put his stick right through Sutter's legs, and the legs of Sutter couldn't go anywhere.
Graves using the body to block the original clear-out attempt. Now Brent Sutter moves in again. This time Kiprio stops him. Zubov to Graves. Graves has moved to center ice in the absence of Esa Tikkanen. He's playing with Joe Kocur and Nick Kiprios now. Richter leaves the puck behind the net. Wells pushing at it. And Kiprios goes for it. Alexander Karpovtsev hasn't seen much time since that hit that he took to the ribs. I think he's had one shift since then in the second period. Wells, now Karpovtsev is on. Paired with Wells. Shot by Roenick. Blocked by Wells. Poulin has it. Now Roenick. Upended by Larmer. Penalty call. Larmer will go.
And Larmer's, as Roenick went to move to the side, Larmer's leg came out, and that upended Roenick. Marawelli made the call, so with 10:25 to go, you'll see a power play. Watch Roenick with a quick move, and you see the leg come out, and you see why Roenick was upended, a definite penalty.
New York Ranger penalty number 28.
Larmer goes to the penalty box at 4:35 now.
You've been looking for this all night. Go ahead.
I want to take that home. Now they're not moving it to the new building because apparently it cost several $1 million
$25 million
across
or
the street.
Yeah, the pipes and everything are all in the rafters here in the building. One of the great organs. There they are, way up there somewhere.
Just give it to me. I'll take it home on the plane.
Well, your wife would just love that. Oh yeah, when you put it on the roof of your house on the outside.
I'll find someplace for it. That is just a magnificent part of this grand old building, which will be coming down after this season. The United Center across the street will be available for use in the summer, and they're talking about maybe having a Barbra Streisand concert to open it up as the first event in August. Hawks will play there along with the Bulls next season. Power play Chicago, they're fifth. They're 0 for 4. Ruutu with the puck. Now Chelios takes the big shot. Stick saved by Richter. Smith going after it. Graves there first in the clear. Messier and Chelios go for the puck. Knocked away by Belfour. Poulin leaves it for Ruutu. He's slowed down on the hook by Graves. Poulin moves across with Goulet, Ruutu, Smith, and Chelios. Leach, Bukaboom, Graves, and Messier for the Rangers. 9:40 to go in the third. Rangers with a 4-1 lead. Mike Richter has made 10 saves here in the third period. 30 shots on goal for the Hawks. They're out shooting the Rangers 30-28. The booze for the Hawks have struggled here.
Now their power play just can't set up. Rangers control it. Messier nearly had a breakaway a moment ago.
Hawks have had a lot of trouble scoring goals. And right now, with only one, the fans getting on them. 40 seconds to go in the power play for Chicago. Jocelyn Lemieux against Zubov. Brent Sutter moves it ahead. Lemieux hit by Nemchinov. Nemchinov went down. Lemieux is really strong. Brent Sutter with the puck. Played down for Graham. So this checking line of Graham, Sutter, and Lemieux getting power play time. Graham has the puck. Now Kuchera, Eric Weinrich. Graham shoots toward a wide open net. Richter had gone out and was screened, didn't know where the puck was. The net was wide open, but Graham missed the net. 8 seconds to go in the power play for Chicago. Weinrich for Matteau, knocked away by Amonte. Here comes Kovalov, save made. Amonte missed the rebound. Teams are at full strength. Matteau moves across. Now Joe Murphy, blocked by Larmer. In comes Smith toward the net, blocked by Bukaboom. Rangers leading 4-1 with 8:10 to go in the third. Larmer is stopped in center by Russell. Hawks 0 for 5 on the power play. Once again, the Rangers' specialty teams starting to sharpen up. They had dropped to 5th in the league in penalty killing after being first for a long time.
Only a half a percentage point, though. Half of 1% behind Dallas, who was the number one. 85.5 for Dallas. and the Rangers number 5 at 85%. So 0.5%.
Not bad.
Not bad, real close. But it still was 5th. You're right.
Hudson sending it down the board after going 5 for 5. Good chance they'll move up.
You should, you're a computer whiz, figure it out.
Smith blocked by Wells. Chance for Rutui over skated. Rangers break out 2-on-1. Kovalov and Kyprios. Kovalov looking for Kyprios. Saved by Belfour. A beauty.
The goal stick. Great save. Great pass. Nice play by the Rangers.
Rutu couldn't beat Wells. Another good play. Outlets to Kovalov. Quick transition by the Rangers. 3-on-2 across. But the pass deflected away and Noonan clears to Kuchera. 7 minutes to go in the third. Jocelyn Lemieux with a shot. Saved by Richter. The rebound to the crowd. 6:57 to go in the third. Rangers with a 4-1 lead. Remember, when you're having good times with friends, use good sense and drink responsibly. Please know when to say when. A reminder from Budweiser.
Here's the Rangers transition game. Now it's a 2-on-1. Watch Belfour's goal stick. Beautiful pass by Kovalov, and look at Belfour. Fine save as he keeps it only a 3-1 Ranger lead.
Hawks with 32 shots on goal. Rangers with 30.
12-5 this period, but not many of the Hawks shots have been off the rush. Most of them have been point shots with some traffic. Richter's been very good, but you're not seeing the 2-on-1s or 3-on-2s or, beautiful passing plays at all.
Takeaway by Kuchera. Slides it across, but gave it up to Messier. Graves took the faceoff, did a nice job. Graves, Messier, and Larmer on. Graves with 2 goals in the game. Messier with 1. Kevin Lowe with 1. Dirk Graham has the Chicago goal. Rangers a 4-1 lead, and Steve Larmer back in the lineup after missing 3 games. Has played all the way, and he has played well. He's had an assist, several good scoring chances. Was stopped a couple of times, missed the net a couple of times, but he has been involved all the way. Both ends of the ice. Poulin's pass deflected by Zubov. Larmer gets in there. Poulin works it to Jocelyn Lemieux. Kevin Lowe tied up with him. Lowe able to move it to Messier. Out of the zone, Larmer pushes it ahead. Larmer moves in on Belfour. Larmer to the net, to Messier. Save!
A penalty shot coming up. Penalty shot. Steve Smith threw a stick, or one of the players threw a stick. Yes, Steve Smith. Steve Smith went to catch Larmer, and he ran into Richie Sutter, his own teammate, and down he went. You got to see this. Watch him over on the right side. There, now he's gone. Breakaway. Watch Smith throw the stick. It's penalty shot time for Steve Larmer right here in the Chicago Stadium against Eddie Belfour. Baby, this is going to be interesting. Messier, by the way, is injured on the play. As he gets robbed, he fell on his own and crashed into the boards, and he's still down. Talking with the trainer, David Smith. He's just nodded up and down that he may be okay.
Well, how about poor Eddie Belfour makes a fabulous save on a 2-on-none. He makes a fabulous save on Messier.
And he's hurting on the play. How's it like to be the backup goaltender, Hackett? He may have to come off the bench and try to stop a penalty shot. Steve Smith's down. What a series of events. The beautiful pass, great save. Belfour's hurt now as he gets clipped right there by Richie Sutter. But Richie Sutter had a tough shift. He knocked down Steve Smith. He injured his goaltender. And now Hackett might have to come off the bench. This is wild.
All right, Eddie Belfour up slowly.
What's Larmer going to do, Sam? Is he going to go high to the glove side? He's in the Rangers zone thinking it over. He knows Eddie Belfour, former teammates for years. Oh, baby, fasten your seatbelt.
Well, during this season, there have been 14 penalty shots and 6 scored.
By the way, Messier is at the bench, leaning on the bench, and he seems to be okay.
All right. It'll be Steve Larmer against Eddie Belfour. Former teammates. Belfour still having some difficulty here. So we're still waiting. Belfour stretching out. Apparently either cramped up or may have pulled something. Stretching way back.
Check out Hackett's heart rate right about now. He looks pretty calm considering.
Well, maybe they'll get Tretiak to come down and play it.
Oh, man. He's okay. He's a competitor, is Eddie Belfour. The joint standing. Everybody's up. They're going to have some fun.
Tretiak. 3:59 to go in the third. Rangers leading 4-1. 18,472 on their feet at Chicago Stadium. Larmer goes towards Belfour. He scores!
Oh, baby! This is a game. This is a game in which the Rangers, it means a lot to a lot of people on their team, and this is a game that will make them even a tighter team than what they are already. Watch Belfour. Is he ever a long ways out? Larmer just powers the puck. Blast! Belfour went down. I think the puck may have gone through the hole between the arm and the body. I think it touched Belfour somewhere. His body or his stick. Bang.
No fake, Keith. Larmer just went with power.
When I saw Belfour out this far, I said Larmer's got to go around him. And Larmer slows down and just winds up. Where does it go? Does it go through the opening? Yes, it does. Right between the elbow and the body. And they miss you, Steve Larmer, here in Chicago. We can understand why.
I mean, just think about that. The penalty shot called when Belfour made a fabulous save on Messier on a 2-on-none, has to face the penalty shot. Larmer scores. Rangers lead 5-1.
A goal plus an assist in the third period for Steve Larmer. Remember that. He made a great play on the fourth Ranger goal.
Smith sends it around. Hudson on the ice, chipping it across. Hudson on. Larmer now skates to the bench for a change. Kosar has come on. Ryan Noonan moves in. He's taken out by Bukaboom. Leach plays it off the glass. Once again, a solid defensive effort by the Rangers. And getting some excellent goaltending again from Mike Richter as he looks for his 21st win of the season to tie him for the league lead with Curtis Joseph and Felix Potvin. Off the boards, Jay Wells. Rangers looking for a league-high 29th win this season. Kosar was sent flying by Kuchera, and he slid into the net. Kosar looks up ice to see who it was. Took the number down. Centered for Lemieux, and he shot it wide. Jocelyn Lemieux has had chances, but as you said, John, has trouble finishing.
Oh, Joey Kosar just took one run. Well, pardon me, that's Karpatsev. Took one run and hit Lemieux. He left his feet trying to take Lemieux's head off.
Ruutu behind the net, setting up, looking in front, cutting in is Jocelyn Lemieux. Ruutu can't get it out in front. Chelios battling in front with Kovalov. Hey, they're wrestling in front.
Finally, penalties. Kosar wants Lemieux. I knew that was going to happen. Yeah. Lemieux is trying to run everybody, and the Rangers' Joey Kosar is out there to say enough's enough. If you want to run somebody in our club, we better have a battle. Kovalov and Chelios, nose to nose. Oh, man.
4:06 to go in the third. Penalties handed out in a moment. Joey Kosar sent to the penalty box for high sticking at 15:54. He did a lot more than high sticking.
Hudson gets it, Lemieux. Rangers want Lemieux. They had enough of Lemieux. So, look at Kosar. Little shot, another shot. Lemieux goes back at Hudson. Now Kosar come back for some more. And another one. The sticks up. Kosar not once this season has taken a restraining foul. Every penalty minute he takes is usually a mean one. And that's just a situation where he realizes Lemieux, even though they've been clean hits, but the Rangers don't like it, he's been running their players. So, Kosar decided to let him know.
Power play number 6 for the Blackhawks. They're 0 for 5. Steve Smith turns and shoots, and it's blocked by Larmer, and that hurt. He's up slowly and limping, trying to skate it off. He stays on the ice. Leach finds the puck and clears it out.
Larmer goes to the bench for a change.
That hurt.
That'll require some ice after the game.
3:35 to go in the third. Rangers leading 5-1. Chelios keeps it in, gave it away to Leach. Ooh, he hit Gardner in the back of the
right on the helmet. Right on the helmet, Sam. Yeah, you could hear it.
But Gardner ducked at the last minute.
Chelios just
last
took a penalty.
Gardner penalty call. That'll be it for the power play for Chicago.
Chelios, the stick was just up a little high when he went to tell Gartner that he's around and in the zone. The slashing call.
Chelios and Kovalov were going at it before, and nothing was called. There's Chelios turning around.
Yeah, he just came up and went right on down across the arms. It's a 4-on-4 action. Larmer appears to be okay. Messier has not come back on, has he, Sam, since he fell into the boards?
No.
I don't even know if he's on the bench still. Yeah, he's at the very end of the bench. So he won't be back, I don't think. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Does this hurt?
Forwards that go right into the defenseman as they're winding up to shoot frozen pucks.
They wear the shin pads, but when that shot's coming at you,
when it's below the shin pad on the ankles or the foot, that's when it hurts.
I want to say hello to the fans of Section 407 because several members of that section are here tonight at Chicago Stadium, including Silvio and Mike. They made the trip, minus 20-degree temperatures.
You know, a lot of Ranger fans here sprinkled all throughout the building, knowing that this is the last regular season game ever for the Rangers in this building. And a lot of them are great hockey fans who understand the history of the game, and they want to be part of the last Ranger game here. A lot of them. They drove, they flew, they did everything.
Skating 4 aside, just under 3 minutes to go. Nemchinov moves in with Gartner. Nemchinov to the backhand, saved by Belfour. 31 shots for the Rangers, 32 for the Blackhawks. Rangers leading 5-1. Messier, Lowe, Graves with 2, and a penalty shot scored by Steve Larmer. Giving the Rangers the 5. Dirk Graham has scored for Chicago. Gartner against Cam Russell.
Messier looks like he may want to come back on the ice.
Here he comes.
He indeed does.
Good sign.
Everything's all right with Mark.
Off the boards, bounces down. Roenick couldn't play it. Messier sends it back to Zubov. Rangers head up ice and go on the power play in 10 seconds. When Kosa returns, Messier moves in. Steve Smith is there to take the puck back for Chicago. This will be it for Chicago. They will not play another game till after the All-Star break, and they are looking forward to the long break. Long shot by Smith went wide. Rangers have one more game before the break on Tuesday at home against St. Louis.
I think for Chicago, the players that play a lot, people like Roenick and Chelios, they deserve a rest. Yeah. Man, do they play a lot.
They are 5th in the Central Division, but 6th in the conference, so they are in playoff position. But, as we mentioned, they're having trouble scoring goals. Leach carries in. Rangers on the power play. Leach centers, Graves shoots, and he's stopped by Belfour as he looked for the hat trick. Rangers have not had a hat trick this season. Power play about to expire. 5 seconds to go. Chelios set to return. 1:20 to go in the game. Larmer carries in. Chelios is back. Now Karpovtsev knocked down from behind by Chelios. Karpovtsev able to get it to Graves. Graves looks. Pass across to Kevin Lowe. Lowe moves in. Stick handles nicely, finds Karpovtsev. Larmer looking for Graves. He turns and he's stopped by Belfour.
Yeah, the Rangers are trying to set up Graves. I think Larmer could have moved the puck to Messier. He indeed thought about it and then moved it over to Adam Graves, who's trying to get 3. Adam Graves has his brother Mike here in attendance watching this one, and he has to be very happy with his brother. You know, Larmer, Messier's in the slot. Instead, Larmer goes for the long pass to Graves, and Eddie Belfour robs him, as Graves had 2 scoring chances, great chances to try and get his hat trick.
We show up for practice this morning. There's a whole section filled with people. It's Adam Graves' friends from Toronto and Windsor. They all came down, and just a great player, having a great game for his friends and family members.
Into the last minute now, Sam, of this building.
I'll only hope for one thing. I'm a little biased here. I wouldn't mind coming back here for the Stanley Cup Finals, John. One more time, with feeling.
Great place to see a game, to hear the anthem. Who will ever forget the All-Star game when the anthem was sung here by Wayne Mesmer? And at the time, it was the Gulf War that was happening, and the patriotism in this building. It was really, really, really something special.
Next year, the United Center across the street from this building will be used for the Chicago Blackhawks. A state-of-the-art, beautiful building. We look forward to that. It'll be a 2-line pass on the Rangers or an icing on the Rangers call.
It was going to be one or the other, and the seconds ticked off. 19.8 seconds to go. So it's a great night for people like Greg Gilbert, even though I didn't dress, Mike Hudson, Steve Larmer, Mike Keenan, and his wife and daughter who is sitting here watching. And we all know about those problems and families have.
Mike has really had a difficult week struggling with the emotions, but boy, I think he's got to be feeling very, very proud of his team.
That's right. You just said a team, and the Rangers, I think, in this game, the way things have happened for everybody, it's a team concept, and a team grows tighter when things like this happen.
Long shot by Kuchera goes wide. all the players we mentioned returning. Of course, this is a return for Eddie Olczyk as well. He picked up an assist. And the Rangers have defeated the Blackhawks 5-1. Mike Keenan's return to Chicago, a huge success. Steve Larmer's return to Chicago. Mike Hudson's return to Chicago. What a night for Mike Keenan and the New York Rangers. They came out flying, and they just continue to play hard-nosed hockey when the Hawks challenged them physically, and got great goaltending from Mike Richter. And what an inspiration from Steve Larmer, who was supposed to be out for 4 weeks and stayed out 10 days with a broken hand.
Who knows what happens the rest of the way? It's only game number 44. There's 40 to go. But the Rangers as a team grew another notch, moved up on the ladder, another rung here as the team played like a team. They supported each other along with their coaching staff, and got themselves a well-deserved 5-1 victory on the road.
Rangers were outshot 33-32. Mike Richter made 32 saves with another fine effort. And we'll take a look at the Discover Card game summary. Rangers with 2 first-period goals within 57 seconds took the lead. Mike Gartner, 2 assists, now tied for 39th on the New York Rangers all-time scoring list. Mark Messier, his 13th goal. Rangers 10-1-1 when he scores. Steve Larmer scores on a penalty shot. The game's 3 stars. Messier 3, Richter 2, Graves with 2 goals gets 1, and a star for Mike Keenan.
And Mark Messier went down the bench, got a hold of Mike Keenan, turned, and shook his hand. Look at Larmer. They call him Gramps here. That's his nickname. He's a pretty low-key guy. Look at him and Hudson.
Are they happy?
They know. They know.
A fine win for the Rangers. Their 29th of the season. We'll be back in just a moment. And the Delta Airlines player of the game is Steve Larmer on his return to Chicago, scoring on a penalty shot, his first penalty shot since 1989. But he failed on that one. So here tonight against Eddie Belfour, he scored. Steve Larmer is with us in our studio. Steve, how did it feel tonight for you?
Well, a little nervous in the first period. I think I had quite a few chances, and I didn't bear down on them. But I was a little nervous, and I think I settled down a little bit once we got the lead and at the start of the second period.
Steve, in the first period you hit the goalpost once. In the second period you moved in, and Belfour stayed up on his feet more than he normally does, and he robbed you up high with a catching glove save. Now, with those 2 things have already happened, when you thought about the penalty shot, where did you think about shooting, or did you think about it before you moved down?
Well, I was trying to go low stick pretty much all the way on that. I mean, I'm not really known for deacon goaltenders, so I have to. One of my strengths is shooting the puck, so I wanted to try and get a good shot on net, and I got lucky. I mean, he's a great goaltender, and I think the puck kind of went through his arm and his body more than it did where I wanted it to go.
Have to feel for Eddie Belfour a little bit, Steve, after he made the great save off Mark Messier, and then he looks up and he's got a penalty shot staring him right in the face.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a great goaltender, and he's a real competitor, and I played 4 years with him, and I know what he can do, and I wish him all the best. They got a good hockey team over there. They're struggling a little bit right now, but they got some time off, and I hope that they can come back and play well for the second part of the season.
How does the hand feel, Steve? Maybe you can hold it up for the camera and show us where the injury was. How does it feel now that you played? And you played a lot, by the way.
Well, it doesn't feel too bad right now, but I'm sure tomorrow morning it'll be a little bit more sore. I shot the puck more than I anticipated tonight, but it feels pretty good right now. My legs were working pretty good, I thought. In the second and third period, I was a little bit nervous in the first, but I think once I settled down and it was a lot easier. Mess came out and got that first goal for us, which is probably the biggest goal of the game to get us all excited and get us going, and I think we all relaxed a little bit after that.
Penalty shots are just one of the great exciting plays in hockey. Take us through your thoughts as you're getting ready to take the penalty shot against Eddie Belfour.
Well, that time, I don't know. I was thinking about, what really I'm going to do. Try to maybe set some kind of a shot up and maybe get him thinking or guessing or whatever. And I got lucky and made a good shot.
Nice shot, nice goal. Last question, Steve. Any byplay down on the ice between yourself and some of your former teammates? Any conversations going on?
No, none at all. It was kind of difficult at first, because a lot of the guys over there and that. But I think, I have a lot of respect for them too. I know that they play hard and they play a physical game, and I tried to get myself ready for that. I knew that they weren't going to do me any favors, so. You just try to go out and work hard.
And you did, and congratulations on a fine game, Steve.
Oh, thank you very much.
Steve Larmer with a goal and an assist. The New York Rangers defeat his former team, the Chicago Blackhawks, 5-1. We'll be right back. We're back at Chicago Stadium. Time to look at the goal of the game, brought to you by Budweiser. Fresh, pure, natural. Proud to be your Bud. Goes towards Belfour. He scores! Steve Larmer capping off a 5-1 win for the Rangers. Adam Graves had two. Mark Messier and Kevin Lowe also scored for the Rangers. Dirk Graham got the goal for Chicago. Some of our guests received gifts from Bulova. Make every minute count with timeless elegance and precision design. The Marine Star Collection from Bulova. New York Rangers with one more game before the All-Star break. That'll be against the St. Louis Blues on Tuesday night at Madison Square Garden. It all begins at 7 o'clock with Sports Desk, followed by Rangers Game Night with Al Trautwig. And then the Rangers take on Brett Hull and the St. Louis Blues. Coming up next, Bob Page with a half-hour edition of the MSG Sports Desk. Harry Carson will join them. They'll talk about the NFL playoffs, scores and highlights. That wraps it up in the Rangers' last visit to Chicago Stadium.
For the city in which it stands, a house built to greet the masses with open arms. It has welcomed the great and the powerful and courted the brilliant and the bold. It has brought us the champions of sport and the leaders of the world. Spanning the years, it has become home to us all, and inside its walls, we've seen history unfold. And so we remember the passion, we remember the joy, and when the crowds go silent, we will remember the roar.